All right, using order of operations, we know that means we are doing PEMDAS. P-E-M-D-A-S. Some people say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It's the way that they remembered that. So parentheses, we're going to start with that. 60 divided by 10 is 6. So we're left with 3 to the third power minus 6 plus 8. Then we can do exponents. 3 to the third power is 3 times 3, which is 9. Then 9 times 3, which is 27. Okay, so we have 27 minus 6 plus 8. All right, so we don't have any multiplication or division. We do have addition and subtraction. Remember, guys, this means they are kind of grouped together. So even though subtraction is first in this situation, addition and subtraction, when that's all that's left, you just go from left to right, just like you read. So we're going to start off with 27 minus 6, which is obviously 21. So we have 21 plus 8. So 21 plus 8 is 29. So the answer to this one, when following order of operations, is 29. All right, now we are going to find the quotient. All right, so once again, guys, just because we've done this so often, I'm going to go ahead and put the answer that I got, which is 725.90, or just 0.9, I guess. You don't even have to put the 0 there. Okay, so that's the answer I got. So I'm not going to work it all out because I already did that. But if you want to work it out and see if you get this as the answer, 725.90, that is the answer to that quotient. Okay, so now we're going to find the quotient, which means we're going to divide. Again, we have a whole number here, which we need to turn into or make into a fraction. Once again, we have a fraction, we have a division sign, and another fraction, so we are going to have to do the keep, change, flip. We're keeping this 7 over 9. We're changing this to multiplication, and we're flipping 4 over 1 to be 1 over 4. Once again, we want to see if we can cross-reduce anything. Well, 7 and 4, there's nothing we can do there. 9 is 1, there's nothing we can do there. So 7 times 1 is 7. 9 times 4 is 36. And at this point, we can't simplify this anymore. So if we're finding the quotient of 7/9 divided by 4, it is 7/36 is the answer to that quotient. All right, we have kind of an interesting scenario here. On 34 acres of land, there's a total of 8,942 trees. If the trees are spread out evenly, okay, so they're not clumped up or anything like that. Every single tree is the exact same distance from every other tree, so they're just perfectly aligned in this large forest of 34 acres. How many trees are on each acre of land? Well, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take the total number of trees, 8,942, and we're going to have to divide 34. Okay, so each acre is going to have an even amount of the trees because they're all distributed perfectly. And so if we were to do that, we've had 8,942, and we would divide that by 34. That would give us 263 trees on each acre. Okay, that's basically what that would be. It says how many trees on each acre of land. There would be 263 trees on each one of those acres for the 34 acres. Therefore, there is a total of 8,942. So our answer is 263 trees on each acre. Here's another one. Find the quotient. Okay, so what do I really want to emphasize whenever I see something like this is the fact that there are decimals that are going to cause issues. Okay, remember, what do we need to do with the decimal of the number that we're dividing into the dividend? So the divisor cannot have a decimal. Okay, so what we want to do is move that over one place. So instead of 0.8, it's just 8. So you're going to do the same thing with this. And if we were to rewrite this, it's going to be 8 on the outside of the division box, and then inside would be 749.1. Okay, so if we do that, if we utilize that, okay, we're going to end up with 93.637. All right, so if we were to work all this out and we were to add the zeros onto there, the answer would be 93.637. So make sure you write that down. If you want to try that out and see if you get to that answer, then you know you got it right if you got that answer. All right, that's all we're going to do for that one. All right, here's another one of those where they're going to have us figure out what day both of them are there together. So every 3 days, Seth goes to the grocery store. His best friend, Brian, goes every 5 days. Okay, so on what day will they both go to the store on the same day? Well, let's see. So Seth is going to go after 3 days, and then he's going to go in 6 days, and then 9 days, and then 12, and then 15. So every 3 days, and then 18, 21. Okay, so those are the days that Seth goes. Okay, how about Brian? Well, Brian goes on the 5th day, and then on the 10th day, and on the 15th day, and the 20th day. All right, so let's see at this point, is there a day that they're both going to be there? Let's see, the 3, the 5, the 6, the 10, the 9, the 12, nope, but the 15. So every 15 days, both Seth and Brian are going to be grocery shopping on the same day. So that's all you have to do for that one. Anthony purchased 4 burgers. Okay, so we got 4 burgers for $4.60. Okay, so it's about $1 a burger, right? So $4.60, just a little over $1 a burger. So 4 burgers for $4.60. Based on this rate, how much would 1 burger cost? Okay, cool. So we're finding a unit rate. Okay, so we're at $4.60. And that is for 4 burgers. So to get down to 1 burger, we're going to have to divide by 4, right? Okay, so we're going to take $4.60 divided by 4. Well, I know that 4 goes into $4 one time, like $1 per $4. So 4 goes into $4 once, right? So that's that. How would you break 60 into 4 sets? Well, 15 times 2 is 30, and then so 15 times 4 is 60. So 60 can be broken down into 15 cents when you're breaking it down into 4 sets. So 4 goes into $4 once, and then 4 goes into 60 cents and broken down into 15 groups, or 15 in each group. So, wow, that was a mess a little bit, but it's going to be $1.15 per 1 burger. So that's how much it is per burger. If you get $4 or 4 burgers for $4.60, you're going to get 1 burger for $1.15. So that would be the answer for that problem. Okay, so now we are going to complete this ratio table. All right, so what does it take to get from 8 to 16? Well, that is times 2. So to get from 1 to 2, that is times 2 also. Okay, so if that's the case, to get from 8 to 24, okay, that is times 3. So over here, to get the next one, we would do 1 times 3, which would give us 3. And then if we come over here to get from 8 to 32, that's 8 times 4 will give us 32. So then we go from 1 to 4 by doing times 4, and obviously that will give us 4. Now, as you notice on this one, it's kind of just counting up 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, when we're doing really basic problems like this, it's going to kind of give us the real simple solutions like those. Okay, but it's not always going to be this clean. Sometimes it's going to be like 8 to whatever that is, might be times 3. And then this one might jump to be times 7. And then this one might jump to be times 14 or something like that. So as we're going through these, kind of make sure that even though all you have to do is count 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the answer, know why you get the answer that you do by following this process here. Okay, because that's going to help you later on when you get into more difficult or more complicated concepts that you're going to have to utilize this process. Okay, Nancy purchased some bed sheets for $36, and they were 25% off. Okay, so if they were 25% off, okay, that means the sale, what that means is $36 is 75% of the total cost, right? So let's see if we can do this without a calculator. If $36 is equal to 75% of the cost, then if we could break 36 into 3 sets, okay, because 75% is like if you're doing $1, 75 cents is 3/4 of the dollar. So each one of them would be 25 cents. But in this situation, 75% is 36. So can we divide 36 by 3, and that will give us each 25%, right? So 36 divided by 3 is actually 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. So 12 is equal to 25% of the original price, right? So to get to what the total price was of the bed, we can now just take 12, multiply it by 4, because 425 25s would give us 100%. So 12 times 4 is, well, 4 times 12 is 48. Okay, so without actually even using a calculator, we thought this through and just used our number sense. And we know that the original price was $48, okay, because 25% off of that would be $12 off of the 48. So that's how we found out that information. And again, we're going to kind of come up with formulas to quickly show how to find percents of things. But sometimes you can actually just think it through and find out the answer without using a calculator.